Today's episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the easiest way to create a beautiful website, blog, or online store for you and your ideas. Squarespace features an elegant interface, beautiful templates, and incredible 24/7 customer support. Start building your website today at squarespace.com. Enter the offer code KINDAFUNNY at checkout to get 10% off. There is no slogan anymore. It's weird, right, Kev? It just feels weird. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer / seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hi.
What are you working on over there?
Someone gave me a topic suggestion, and I want to make sure I can shout that kid out.
So you're over on kindafunny.com/forums.
Yeah, we did the AMAs last Friday.
Yeah.
Not the American Music Awards. We did Ask Me Anything on our forums, and it went really well. I'm glad. Yeah. How long did you guys end up staying? Because I was there for like way longer than I probably should have. People asked me some really good questions.
That was like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I answer all my questions.
Do you?
Yeah, I answered them all.
Anyway, someone...
well, don't spoil it if it's your topic. I was just wondering what you're up to. Explain to the audience why you're on your computer over there.
This is quite the walk we're taking.
crunching
I love
numbers
Nick
over
so much.
there.
Like, Nick is undeniably my favorite human being of all time.
I've
'Cause I
noticed.
love that no matter what happens, he just breaks. Like, somewhere along the line, it's like, what are you doing? And it's almost as if he's trying to figure out a funny answer, but then he gives up on that, and then he doesn't remember what he's doing.
That's the pure one, Tim Gettys.
Hello.
And this is the Pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's Sunday. We're recording on a new day,
A new day.
the Lord's Day.
Oh, my God.
Because we're going to Rooster Teeth this week. Or by the
Yes.
time this posted, we were in Rooster Teeth all week. Inside
We're
of
all
Rooster
in that
Teeth.
Rooster Teeth.
Yeah. So we're doing here. So we have a new show. And Nick is trolling through his AMA trying to find this desperately.
I found him.
Did you?
Found it, yeah.
You nailed it? All right. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can toss us a few bucks and get each and every episode early, along with exclusive episodes and exclusive perks. If you have no money to toss our way, it's no big deal. Head over to youtube.com/kindafunny, where we post the entire show, topic by topic, day by day, until the entire thing is free the following Friday. Colin,
Yes.
why don't you kick us off today?
I want to talk about Fuller House, but specifically about not so much the show itself, although we can talk about the show itself if we'd like, but more about these kind of old school things coming back. Not really old school, but things from our childhood coming back.
pretty old school.
And if we really need it. And this was the question I was asking myself when I was watching Fuller House, because I only made it through 2 episodes where I'm like, this is just fucking terrible.
So it's just the show. It's more the
Yeah,
show.
exactly.
Like,
That's what
That's
I
all
was
it is.
saying when we were talking about this at dinner or whatever. I watched 3 episodes. I watched the first 2, and I was like, this is bad. I had on the background, I was playing Vita, and then I jumped to the Hunter Pence episode. I was like, all right, cool. I've done my due diligence or whatever, and I've seen Hunter, our boy, so I
boy.
can move on. And I was like,
I've
this
seen one.
this is bad, but Full House was always bad.
Yeah, but of course that doesn't matter because the context is different. We were kids when we saw these, and so we have different memories and different ideas of what Full House really was. And
Also, it was kind of a kid's show back then, right? Like,
Sure.
it wasn't supposed to be a Netflix exclusive kind of rated R program. Not that this one is, but
That's not what Netflix has to be.
well, you know what I mean. Like, it's
I know,
like
it's not
back
House
in
of
the day,
Cards.
it was supposed to be programming for like family programming, evening around 7 o'clock. You know, TGI Friday, all that shit. So bringing it back now, it's just a totally different era. Like, we don't even.
yeah, and this is what I'm wondering because this isn't kind of exclusive to Full House and Fuller House. I mean, the X-Files, not that I was an X-Files fan, but the X-Files came back and apparently is atrocious. We're gonna get Twin Peaks back, and that was like really tortured and stuff like that. And Baywatch is coming back and all this. Like, so I'm wondering, like, first of all, if you guys saw it and what you thought of it, because I was reading a review before I even watched the first episode, and they were saying that like the first episode is kind of the season finale we never got. As people know, like Full House was canceled, so like we never got the finale, the like a real proper series finale. The last episode I think was when Michelle got like thrown off her horse and like had like amnesia and shit like that. You guys remember that episode?
Oh, there's
And
always an amnesia episode.
Yeah, so like, and I think that they kind of just ended suddenly, and so this was like a nice way for them
She
to
never
like.
got her memory back.
This is a nice way for them to like kind of bring it all full circle and like just see what all the characters are doing. It's interesting. I mean, the Brady Bunch did this and stuff. Lucy
Sure.
did this. It's not that unusual. Brady Bunch did it multiple times.
They're
So
little made for
wait, sorry,
TV
they did
movie
what?
things.
they like did like made for TV like reunion specials like over the years.
And then
That,
the amazing 90s movie.
And that's the feel.
well, that's different. That was a parody. I'm saying
That
like,
was amazing.
both of those movies are great. But they really did come back like and do like
Full House episode 1, Fuller House episode 1 is all it should have been. You know what I mean? If they would have just done that, because it was all the people you cared about, right? And like, okay, Joey works in Vegas, and this is happening, and Danny and the Rebecca are moving down to LA to host that show, and da da da. And they like did. I thought they did some cool shit where it was like at the end when they're singing to the baby, and they like side by side the original show and what they're doing. They're like shot for shot real. I was like, all right, that's a cool little move. You know what I mean? As somebody who like never was a Full House fan, I still like that idea of what they're doing and how it is. But that was the whole thing. Is then once that's done, and episode 2 rolled on, and it was Gibbler and her daughter and all this stuff. I'm like, oh, jeez, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care about any of these people.
yeah, I was surprised by the return of the twins.
And I do respect that they were just like these guys were babies back in the day, and we just brought them in, and like we'll sit them backs to the camera because they can't act.
Right.
They're awful actors.
Yeah,
We'll make their characters totally stupid.
Yeah.
Return of the Twins makes it sound way more epic than I'm assuming it was.
Well, yeah, like Jesse's kids. What do they call it? Alex and Nikki and Alex. Like we're little kids, like.
Oh, I thought you meant the Olsen twins. I was
No,
like,
no,
fuck,
no.
I thought they weren't in this.
No.
No, they make a lot of jokes at their expense, which I
Yeah,
like.
they do like.
They're
make
like,
fun of-
hey,
they do make
remember
fun
when
of
that cute baby killed Heath Ledger?
No,
Is that
whoa!
what
They
say?
don't make that
Jokes like
joke.
that? Oh, okay.
No.
Serious.
It was that they were too busy. They couldn't come back for the going away party because they, are busy in New York running their fashion line. And then they all, I guess. And then they all look at the camera and like hold it, and the audience goes crazy and stuff.
Okay.
Like they all break the fourth wall for it.
Do you think? I was gonna say Haley Joel Osment, that he's not one of them.
What's he have to say about this?
I just
am
I
curious
just
what he
watched the
thinks,
Entourage movie, and he's in it. He's awesome in it. So
Does he play himself?
No, he plays basically the lead antagonist.
Okay.
It's actually, if you like Entourage, by the way, sorry to go off on a tangent, you should definitely watch it. I really liked the Entourage movie.
Well, this kind of ties in.
Yeah.
It's
In a way.
very much like where with Entourage, it's one of those things where at least it's not that far removed. I don't think where like Entourage ended maybe 5-6 years ago. Is that right, Kevin?
I would say 5 because I remember watching the finale. I think in my old
Can
apartment
you check
before
out
I
when
moved in here.
the finale of Entourage was, or just keep looking at the chive, whatever you want to do, or your selfing of your fucking camera, whatever you're doing over there with your 1970s cokehead haircut.
I'm doing what you asked. Why? Why, Nick?
Because he gives me this look like I'm putting him out sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, hey, Kevin, can you look that up? Because everyone gives me shit when I look stuff up on my phone. And he's like,
Okay.
why would I look anything up
All
for
right,
you?
come on, buddy.
Well,
We had a
have
good
a chat.
night with our friends last night. Let's
did have a good
let's not
night.
go to a dark place now.
Where, like, Entourage, again, I saw that they were making a movie. I'm like, they don't need to make a movie. Entourage movie. They don't need to do this. This is pure fan service. And that's what Fuller House is, right? Like, there's a lot of fans out there that just wanted to see them get back together. What I don't...
I'm not sure there was. I think it's one of
I'm
those
sorry.
things. There's a lot of people that
That would
kind of
watch
liked
it.
it and
Sure.
were like, "Oh, this is a cool idea for a trailer that I never need to see the full show for."
Right.
And
So-
then here's the show.
But, like, when they bring things back...
Arrested Development.
Well, yeah, that just didn't work
I'm
either.
just not, yeah, exactly.
These shows that are so typically a sign of the times, right? Where it's just you got to kind of come at it from a different angle, and that's why, like, when you talked about the Brady Bunch movie, that was a perfect example of how you take a series that people have that's good, has good brand recognition in the market, and kind of turn it on its side and go, we're gonna have some fun with this. Same way with 21 Jump Street, right? Where it was just making fun of the concept that these fucking kids, these guys, these adult males do not look anything like children. And if they went to high school, they would just stick out like a sore thumb. But you actually make a good movie. Both of those were actually relatively entertaining movies. Whereas Fuller House is literally just a continuation of the series.
Yeah.
Where I think there's maybe only one series that has done it well. And it was sort of Seinfeld with the continuation of the Seinfeld on Curb Your Enthusiasm, right? But again, that's taking it and kind of still turning it on its side of like saying like, we're going to pull the curtains back. We're going to show you behind the scenes of this whole thing being made.
See, I think like Girl Meets World is not for us. I think it's for kids nowadays, but I think they did a good job of doing the same thing, but for the right audience.
Yeah.
You know, the audience wasn't us. whereas Full House just continued. That
Maybe it's not that.
Girl Meets
Maybe
World,
people
I
are
mean,
really liking it. Like kids like it probably.
No,
I
but
don't know.
the thing about
Kids
Full
aren't
House was
watching Full House.
but the Netflix whole thing, like I don't think kids are like on that watching Full House. Like, please, like let me watch Full House.
Well,
Mom.
I just want to
Whereas
binge
being
watch
on the
it,
Disney
Mom.
Channel, it's telling them
Don't take me to
watch this,
T-ball.
you
Yeah,
know?
it begs the question of like, can a situational comedy like that produced by Netflix really have that market penetration, right? Because that's not typically like what people go to Netflix for.
But I mean, I think Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt did, right? Like
Sure,
that did
sure,
well. That
sure,
got
sure.
that won Emmys and
Chelsea
whatever.
Handler's
had-
show's doing well.
Is it?
Apparently,
Okay,
I
okay.
guess. So I guess
Aziz, his show.
his show,
Masters of None,
it's
right?
pretty funny.
That was
show,
I
by the way.
loved that show.
But
But
see,
but
but
I
those are
understand what you're
shows
saying.
that-
It's not being talked about on the level of. I was gonna say Seinfeld, but that was a different time and place, I guess.
Well-
A Big Bang Theory now, right?
Yeah.
Colin's favorite.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Oh god, that show.
Show
But
sucks.
that's
So I'd be
what.
unequivocal about that.
But like all those shows you just named are shows that use the medium for all of its virtues, right? Like Aziz's show can go a little raunchier, can go a little
Yeah,
crazier.
yeah,
Like they can go. They don't have to be 30 minutes and they're done. They have some more flexibility in the storytelling. Whereas I feel like Fuller House was just literally an idea that two people thought was really funny over lunch. And just fucking materialized.
I mean, I
somehow.
love. It's one of those. Yeah, I don't think the show's good, but again, I don't think Full House was good.
No.
And so I like. But I mean, like that first episode with John Stamos and shit, where he's like talking about how good they all look and this, that, and the other. I was like, this is fun. This is what I remember.
Sure.
This shit. It was fun to see the catchphrases and them all be. I forgot the Elvis shit with John Stamos. Like, all right, that was the thing he did
How
all the
could
time.
you forget that?
Because I blocked out a lot of Full House memories.
Yeah, I did like, there were parts where I was like in the first episode where I was kind of laughing aloud to myself, like, oh, this is funny. Like it was kind of funny seeing Danny Tanner kind of like frumpy and fucking, like that. Bob Saget just doesn't give a shit. It's like,
Well, that was the funny thing
It's
of
kind of
seeing
awesome. Like
Bob Saget go back to that, right? Because I remember growing up and you thought Bob Saget was like, oh, this totally like fucking weird normal dude, and then it turns out he's like this raunchy ass comedian, and then now that's who we know, right? I'm like, did you ever suck dick for weed or whatever?
Oh, yeah. I suck dick for coke. It's especially hilarious because he's in Entourage again. He makes makes a cameo in Entourage in the movie, and there's his scene is again another reminder of like, wow, he could not be far. Well, I guess it's him playing a character. Like it's not really him, but he goes there. He's talking to these two young girls, and they're like, he's like, wait a minute, and they're like flirting. Like you were on that show. Like you were so cute. We always thought you were sexy. He's like, wait a minute, didn't you guys go to school with my daughter? And they're like, yeah. And he walks over to Vince. He's like, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to fuck my daughter's friends so I don't have to. And it's completely ridiculous. But the idea of them all coming back for this, it is one of those, yeah, it's fascinating. You got to see, it's like a train wreck. You know it's going to be a train wreck. You got to watch it and see how bad the massacre is. But I'm a little disappointed that we're not spending more time, and the general public is not spending more time talking about the unauthorized behind-the-scenes biography of Full House that kind of came and went.
That was big.
With Werewolf,
With werewolf Jesse Katsopoulos.
Yeah, Jessica Topless from Transylvania.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested in the idea of what they were trying to do, and I think it's funny and nostalgic. But I guess what I'm wondering is with like this kind of happening now, like, do we really need to kind of go back? Like, should we be careful what we ask for actually in some respects? Because we were talking about the Brady Bunch movies in the 90s, and in a way, like those movies, which were using a whole different cast, were cop-outs, because when you do satire, we'd be like, it's not real, it's just satire. Like you're not like trying to be in the main, like you're making fun of it. And that's what made those movies so fucking brilliant. I stand by the fact that the Brady Bunch movie and a Very Brady sequel are fucking really good.
I love
movies.
them
they're
so
good.
much.
Because like the way they like they just like the neighbors just fucking hate them, and like it's so funny.
Mike Brady only builds the house
Yeah.
every time he turns into design.
The tension between fucking Marsha and Greg. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's amazing. And like the just little stupid things like the carjacking scene and stuff like that, where the guy's like, it's a carjacking. Greg's like, this is a car, but I'm not Jack. I'm Greg, and this is my sister Marsha. I'm like, this is so stupid. This is so fucking stupid. I remember seeing this in the theater and being like, this is,
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I think it's up there with Clueless and shit.
Yeah.
And just like 90s movies, like awesomeness.
But when you try to make
Clueless
so
is so
doing Full
good.
House in a way that would make fun of it would have been easier, and they try to do that. I think they're a little self-deprecating, but I agree with you that it's hard to capture like that Miller Boyette vibe, that Step by Step or that Perfect Strangers kind of like
It's just
really
gone.
corny ass vibe. They try to make fun of it as much as they can, but it's caught in a bit of a conundrum, and I wonder if they'll do more. Like I wonder if this is it. or if this was the intention to just be it, or if they're going to.
I bet they hope for more, but I think this will be.
I have a feeling this is it.
Yeah.
Well, if it does well and it's not that expensive to do, like a lot of the costs are sunk now, right? Like they made the set, and it's like all this. So
Most
it's
of
like
the costs, I would imagine, are just in talent fees.
yeah, but how much are
honestly.
these people really getting paid?
Well,
like
John Stamos probably gets paid a lot. He's
Stamos
got a
and maybe
good-
Bob
he's got a good
Saget,
career.
but yeah, Stamos is a capable actor, and this was his idea apparently. So like, but like the other, like I can't imagine they're paying Lori Loughlin that much money to come back and
Yeah, I don't know. She does a lot of Hallmark stuff. A lot of Hallmark stuff. Don't ask why I know that.
I
'Cause
know
watch a
why
lot of
you,
Hallmark
I know
Channel.
why you know that. So does Candace Cameron Bure,
She does.
who's gorgeous. By the
Yeah,
way.
she grew up well. She's good looking. She's not bad looking.
And then Stephanie just don't know what to say about
Wait,
that.
so I haven't watched the show yet. How come every time I see a picture of her from the show, she's in some sort of evening wear?
I don't know.
Is that a thing?
I
They're not,
playing
sticks
to
in
the
the
strengths,
mud.
I guess.
They go out.
But it's like
But
Sunday
it's like,
day.
I have a picture that I need to show you guys, and I want your reaction. To
I
it.
know. I already know the photo. It's the one photo Stephanie everybody shows around that she makes fun of in the show. Not
Does
the
she?
photo, but like how her dress and like my eyes are up here kind of thing. No, I
mean,
saw
it's
the
just
episode.
Ridiculous.
Now,
But-
where do you think she's going dressed like that?
I don't know. Doesn't she work at a dog?
No,
No,
she's
I'm
a DJ.
I saw one episode, and it was in. I don't know which one it is. Like it's somewhere in the middle. I walked in my roommate watching it, and it's like one of the little boys. I don't know whose boy it was getting a dog,
Yeah.
and then she pretended that it was her son so that she can go on some date with someone.
Sure.
And everyone just went along with the lie, and then the episode ended. And I'm like, what?
That's how it goes.
Like, there's no resolution to this. Like,
So she's in that red dress, revealing number, of course.
Yeah.
Dressed to the nines to go downstairs. They're having a house party.
so
She's
it's
a
a joke.
There was a funny.
I don't think it's a joke. I just think that
she's supposed to be a
Oh.
DJ, but like I actually thought it was funny that her name is DJ Tanner. Like that's her DJ name, and it bothers DJ that her name is DJ Tanner.
Is her name
There's already
DJ
a
DJ Tanner?
Well, her name.
Well,
no,
no, her name's Stephanie.
No, her name's Stephanie. So it's DJ. Her name, but her DJ name is DJ Tanner, which is her sister. I
Oh,
thought that
that's
was.
really
I
funny.
thought that was like really actually
Yeah. Oh, right.
super funny because she was like DJ.
I
Stephanie.
laughed
That's-
out loud twice during the episode I watched.
Okay.
So they did something, and they were not great. They were Tim jokes. They were stupid pun jokes.
Sure.
But they got me twice.
I'm telling you, like the first episode is good, like in terms of like what you want or whatever, as a return to Full House. But it should have just been that they didn't do how many 12 episodes. I don't know how many episodes they did. They should have just done a hour-and-a-half movie or whatever for Netflix. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see,
IMO.
that's what I'm saying.
Guy
Like,
who creates no movies or puts anything in
Sure.
this.
But no, but I mean, it's a valid opinion because you brought up X-Files earlier, and the X-Files obviously had a couple movies. I don't remember either of them being particularly like great. But if you had asked me, well, you did. I think we actually talked about this when the announcement came that like they're going to do another X-Files. I was like, that sounds great. I really want to see that. And 20 minutes into the first episode, I was like, this was a mistake. This is not good. This is not. This is just not the show. This is not the era. This is not these two characters, these two actors who have gone on to do great work afterward are just in a different place in their life. Like Gillian Anderson and
David Duchovny.
David Duchovny. That was a career making role for both of those people.
Yeah.
Like they were on. That was one of the most popular shows on television at the time, and they did like what 7 or 8 seasons of it.
A lot.
There was at some point I know the Terminator was in it, like Terminator 2, because like Gillian Anderson left for like a season, and what's his name, Robert Patrick came in and was like,
Oh, right.
yeah. So there was all sorts of different things.
For a
happening.
second, I thought you were telling me there was a Terminator 2 crossover with the
That'd be
X-Files. I was
amazing.
like, I missed that episode.
No, so I mean that show was awesome for them, but just watching it, it just doesn't. And maybe it's just me. Maybe everyone else that watched it was like, oh, it did capture the magic, but it just doesn't have the same pizzazz, the same like mystery or really just energy that the old show had. Right? There was just so much where you're like, and maybe it's just because the world's different now. Like that was pre-Twitter, that was pre-internet, really. So you didn't really know that half that stuff was, it was all bullshit, but like you couldn't talk to other people and share those ideas with people. And now it's like,
Right.
how many fucking alien stories have you seen on a television show? Like zombie stories, alien stories, all these things. Like nothing they could do is really that new anymore.
I understand what you mean.
So I don't know. It's
Something should stay dead is what I think it means. And it sucks that they end like on an amnesia, I fell off a horse story, but like I don't know if we were clamoring for another Full House season, you know what I mean, to wrap it all up.
Yeah, obviously, and I don't want to compare the two, but fucking I'm gonna. If you're gonna compare X-Files to Full House, there's just no comparison, right? X-Files was infinitely more important, I think, in the grand scheme of television than Full House. Full House was one of those like, am I crazy? Was it TGIF? No,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was the 8 o'clock slot.
it was like
The anchor.
I love that you remember that. It was the 8 o'clock slot.
8 o'clock, and then the golden hour was 8 o'clock Full House, 8:30 was Family Matters, 9 o'clock was Step by Step, and then 9:30 was like the roving like show that got canceled every year.
Yeah.
That like never could stick for some
It was
reason.
the lead into 2020. Just couldn't
Yeah,
keep
and
it.
then Hugh Downs and Barbara Walters would come on with 2020.
See, it was a simpler time back then.
Hugh Downs was 180 years old even in 1991 when I was watching those shows.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I reserve the right to completely change my opinion after I watch the show because I'm sure I'm gonna fucking love it.
I mean, it's
'Cause I'm a nostalgia nut.
something, man.
It
really
is. It's definitely that nostalgic, like, you know what I mean, like bad green screens and like, cause like the Hunter Pence episode when he's on green, like and he's supposed to be in the dugout. You're like, oh. But I mean, that's part of the thing. You know what I mean? It's just like I think they know what they're playing with.
They nailed it. I honestly think that. Like, I don't think that they thought it was going to be any better than it is. Like, when I watched the episode, I was like, they know how bad these jokes are.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For sure. But they didn't go quite to the parody level. But it is what it is. I'm like, all right, cool.
Let's see, do we want to see that for 12 episodes or 10
That's the
episodes?
thing.
No, but
It
I mean,
would-
people did then. Like, I would have asked that question back then too.
Well, we didn't have a choice back then. Back then, there was one thing on that was worth watching.
Whatever
and it
came
was-
across the broadcast
Yeah,
waves
I
on
don't
our
know.
rabbit ears, we accepted while we ate our
It
pizza.
It was either that or I pop in fucking Return of the Jedi again and watch it for the umpteenth time.
Get the
like
tracking
VCR.
and just the tracking
It's
on
like,
it.
oh man, gotta rewind it.
Yeah.
I really want to spend that 3 minutes rewinding this. So yeah, I don't know, man. That's it's crazy.
Some things should stay dead.
I think so.
Yeah, I think my takeaway is that as we live in this era of like revitalizing old things, that sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. So it's cool that like nothing's sacred, but at the same time, it's scary that nothing's sacred. And so I think you have to just kind of take it like step by step, like no pun intended, because step by step should come back.
I just wanted to make sure that you and I never remain perfect strangers. We should just
Perfect Stranger should come back. That would be fucking rad.
You know,
with the same cast.
they're thinking about it. You know they're
Bronson
working on
Pinch,
it.
I was like, yes.
Here it comes, my time.
But it's, for shows that like, it's just disappointing because there are shows that go like that don't come back that I want to come back, and then shows that come back and I'm like, why are you doing this? But I don't know. It's interesting that we live in such a nostalgic time. Like everyone's such a sucker for nostalgia now because everything's so available for people to watch. And I think that this show probably will do very well, and they don't care how bad it is.
Maybe.
Everyone that I saw this weekend,
Was watching
there was a
it.
conversation about it.
Yeah, my
So-
wife and I were going to watch it. She was like, "Oh, we should really watch that." And I'm like, "Eh." And then like Furious 7 was on. Or no,
Good.
San Andreas was on. And I was like,
Oh
"No,
man,
we're
How's
gonna
that-
I
watch
have
that
not
come
seen
out?
it yet.
San Andreas."
Yeah.
We watched about 20 minutes of it, and I was like, "This is just exactly what you'd think."
And you only watched 20 minutes?
It's not very compelling, unfortunately. And we came
They're
in
making
like,
a San Andreas too.
Of course.
Which
Of course they are.
I just love that. Like, what's that even mean?
the aftershock.
We always knew it would come back.
Oh my god, please! I hope it's subtitled Aftershock.
Yeah, it was something. Greg and I had an interesting conversation last night, though. I don't know if you remember this or not, because
We'd had a lot of conversations.
you were about 50 beers in.
You're
the
all right.
night.
I was wasted. I was.
But I
streaking.
brought up the point that I'm like, the same point you brought up. We agreed on this one, which was that Full House was never particularly great.
Right.
You okay? You okay over there with the Post-its? You need those Post-its right now? You've been clawing at that thing like a fucking cat. Try to get in there. But my question to you is this. Your memory of Full House is obviously better, right? You said, what the fuck?
Sorry.
What is the problem?
Tim and Kevin
Keep
are playing a
keep
game.
going.
Your memory of it obviously relies heavily on nostalgia. But, so we can all kind of agree that Full House wasn't necessarily a great show to begin with. My question to you is, was Saved by the Bell a good show? Or is that heavily influenced by nostalgia as
I
well?
say Saved
None
by
of
the Bell.
those shows were good shows. None
See,
of
that
them.
was my point, too.
Absolutely.
But they're
Greg got
good
angry
for what
with me.
I'm getting angry now again. It wasn't good, and like I'm saying, it's fucking. I was like watching Twin Peaks or something. You know what I mean? But I think Saved by the Bell was a better show than
it was a
Full
cut
House.
above?
Yeah.
No way. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, there it is.
Now I love Saved by the Bell.
Shenanigans.
I love that show. I think that show is just absolutely awesome. Well, the original one, obviously. And the college years were
bad.
fine with the guy from the Raiders.
Yeah. Totally weird.
was
I'm
totally
gonna be a
mis-
crossover. Like, who are you?
It was
Never
totally weird.
seen
And then
again.
like California Dreams or what was that show? Remember that show? California
Vaguely,
Dreams.
I don't remember what it was though.
The fuck was that show called?
Beverly Hills 90210.
No,
No?
that's no. There was
Different
there was a Saved by the Bell like show that was on after Saved by the Bell, then called California Dreams or California Dreamin' or something
Yeah.
like that. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do remember that. I don't remember the name of it.
And it was like a fucking bootleg Saved by the Bell. Anyway, like
City guys.
these shows were not good. Saved by the Bell is fucking terrible. Now the best Saved by the Bell season is the Good Morning Miss Bliss season.
Oh, that's
when the show when the show is in Indianapolis and they're in middle school. That actually is like the most real television if you go back and watch that. Like that's actually like a real show. Then
I don't even remember that.
Saved by the Bell
is that?
starts as Good Morning Miss Bliss, which was a Disney show about Zach and like
his friend Max and the girl. And the jean jacket she always
yeah,
wore.
Screech is in it, and
Kelly's
no, Kelly's not in it.
Slater's
Jesse's not in it.
right.
Slater's not in it.
Yeah.
I think
That
it's
makes
just
so much
and
sense.
Lisa's in it.
Lisa's turtle, yeah.
So it's Lisa, Screech, and Zach in a high school in or a middle school in Indianapolis, and it's all about Haley Mills. She's like the main character, and like they'd go like she was their teacher, and they'd go to her house like and get like life lessons like when they were having a problem or whatever. And then they realized that the show was about Zach. It wasn't
Belding
about,
was in it too.
Belding's in it, but the show wasn't about
That makes so much sense.
her. It was about Zach, and so they recalibrated. They moved him to California.
They ripped all of that
Because
Indianapolis.
I
and
used to
put it out
watch
there.
reruns of the show. I never really watched Saved by the Bell like chronologically. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta watch this fucking show every week. I just kind of, you just caught it when it was on, right? And so I remember seeing reruns later in life and being like, who is this fucking kid? Who is this kid? He's not in any other episodes.
Yeah, it's like they have like a. I could see them in my
There's like
face.
Max, there was Max.
Max is
Max,
like
who the
almost like an
fuck?
AC Slater like character in
Yeah.
a way, and then they have like the girl,
girl.
who's like kind of like a Jessie, I guess.
Brunette also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
But she was kind of like she was a mix of like Jesse and
Kelly. Yeah,
Well, they were so young too. I think
Yeah.
they want to try and establish that as well.
God, that makes sense. The last unsolved mystery.
yeah. So
Thanks,
like,
everyone.
So like, but what I'm saying is that it's funny that like they identify what was good about the show, which wasn't probably good about the show, but what was popular about the show.
Sure.
And then we got Saved by the Bell, which was awesome. I love Saved by the Bell. I think that show. I know every episode of that show, just like I know every episode of Seinfeld. It's really no different, except for Seinfeld's extraordinarily good and Saved by the Bell sucks. But that was like a formative part of my childhood. So I think that
There's no arguing with that statement. That is 100% true what he just said.
so it's just one of those situations where, you know, I wonder, there are good things from that era. I think sometimes we look at like that 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91 era and be like, everything sucks. I'm like, no, there's actually really super good stuff from here.
There is.
But it's just that we weren't watching it. That's
'Cause we were
that's
kids?
the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Cheers was on then. You know?
Cheers, probably wasn't 30 something there.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah,
30
30
something
something.
in that. Yeah.
And
There's a lot
well,
of
30
great
something's a
television
little
happening.
later, I think. 30 something was like 92, 93, 94,
Yeah.
I think. That's a great show. That's
There's
a
a
show
lot-
a lot of people don't know about. That's like a show that came in and kind of went, but that was a form. That was
Poindexter from Revenge of the Nerds is in it.
He was.
That was my anchor to 30-something as a kid who didn't want to watch a show about 30-something. But I'm like, I know that guy from Revenge of the Nerds.
The entire reason I watched ER was because Goose was in it from Top Gun.
No.
I was like, that Goose is in this? He survived? I wanted so desperately for him to survive that scene. He didn't though.
No.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
His neck is fucking gone. Just broken.
It's like a slinky.
30 something was on Netflix
Like
for
when
a
he drives in
while.
a car, it just goes like this.
Is it still on there? I saw it. It was on there a long time ago and I watched it.
Was
Like
it
the
good?
first couple episodes, I'm like, oh no, this is not as good as I remember. So even that, like I watched almost all of 90210, and I wonder if that was because I have older sisters.
Yeah.
So I watched
I
like
don't, I
90210, Party of Five, and like Melrose Place, like because of my older
Oh, Melrose
sisters.
Place, yeah.
There's two shows in the history of my TV viewing that I am a little ashamed to say that I've watched a lot of. Beverly Hills 90210, and I don't have a sister. It was just me. I was like, oh, this show's on, and I sat down and watched it. I'm like, why do I like this so much? Why do I connect with
These teens,
all these
man.
characters so much? There was that, and then there was the OC, which no reason why I
That
watched
doesn't
that
even
show.
make sense. How old were you?
I was
He was old. I was
25?
The OC was like
I was in
my
college.
age group girls.
I probably graduated college at that point, or close to graduating college. Yeah, no,
No, you must have.
I had
I mean, I was in
graduated
high
college.
school.
It was like the year or so after I graduated. I was living with my buddy Ryan, who you've met. I think.
Yeah.
He used to work at IGN, and I think his girlfriend would come over and was like, "Hey, I want to watch this show." And it was one of those things where it starts where you're like, "Fine, whatever." Like it's a new relationship. Everyone's on their best behavior. We'll let her watch the show, and then about maybe an episode, 2 episodes in.
You're
She'd
just
be like,
hooked.
so, and I was like, I mean, I'm cool with it
Yeah.
if you guys are cool with watching the OC. It's legitimately a pretty good show.
It was
gonna
one of
throw that
those
up against
soap
the wall.
operas. You know what I mean? It was
they
a
get
nighttime
you.
soap opera, just like Nashville or whatever. It was the same way. In college, that was the same thing. We had a group. I wasn't part of it, but there was a group in the Antlers that were like super obsessed with the OC and like didn't miss it and had like viewing parties or whatever.
There was the OC kids and there was the One Tree Hill kids. There's a right and a wrong.
Never watched One Tree Hill.
One Tree Hill is fucking awesome.
Never watched it.
Fucking awesome.
Not saying it's good or bad.
I'm gonna tell
Never
you
seen it.
I haven't talked about this very often. I must have mentioned it at some point, but I'm gonna tell you. But I'm going to tell you my guilty pleasure
What is
show.
it?
It's got to be Seventh Heaven,
Oh.
which I saw every single solitary episode of Seventh Heaven. I shit you not, every single one of them.
Oh my god.
From beginning to end.
So
Seventh
funny
Heaven.
to me.
Loved it. Loved it.
You know why that show? I've never seen a single solitary episode of that show.
It was quicksand. I
still-
remember wading into it and fell on it too. Where I was like, "This is a
God.
good show."
It holds a special place in my heart because the mom was in Star Trek 4. She was the one who was like the marine biologist who was like helping the whale, like taking care of the whales. And I had a huge crush on her back in the day. And I was so pissed that Captain Kirk got to make out with her. Just wasn't
That show was
cool.
oh man, I don't know how to explain what I loved it. I fucking loved Seventh Heaven.
I would have
for years.
never ever picked you
Really?
for
Yeah.
a Seventh Heaven guy. That's so funny.
Wasn't the dad like a pastor on that or a reverend or
Yeah,
something
he's
like
like
that?
a pastor, and like it's about his family, and I think they live in California, and Jessica Biel's in it, and that like
Jessica.
and that
And that was the thing is like,
and the other guy that also became tried to become famous.
yeah,
like
it
she
didn't
did,
work
but
out. He
then-
was in that terrible horror movie, and that was the end of his career. But no, Jessica Biel. Remember that was like, we're young teenage boys watching Seventh Heaven, and you're like, I had such a crush on Jessica Biel,
still
and
have
then
a
she
crush
did
on
that
Jessica
like that magazine shoot she did. Where she was like for the first time in her underwear, and like you could see her nipple in this one, and everybody like lost their fucking mind because like all your teenage dreams just came true.
Yeah.
That this girl who's like the girl next door on the show or whatever, then goes out and does this like super sexy shoot, and that was, like
And then she becomes like I don't know if I'm misremembering or it's not true. I think that like there was some problem with the way she was portraying herself as an actress, and then like her like how she fit on the show, and then she left the show, but then she came back and she was like troubled, right?
yeah,
and
something
then
like that. Well, she got in trouble in trouble with the show for the magazine shoot.
right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So
well,
and,
I'm just connecting that.
yeah, and then she was gone for a while. By the end of the series, I was like, it was like there was like no one left. You know,
Yeah,
like,
didn't the dad in real life get in trouble for
Yes.
some bad stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was
Yeah.
child
Seventh
pornography.
Heaven
What did
dad
he do?
Stephen
It was
Collins
child
admits
pornography.
to sexually
Jesus.
abusing 3 girls.
Oh, right. Child molestation is even worse.
Speaking out for the first time about his allegations that he sexually abused underage girls, Stephen Collins admitted to and apologized for abusing 3 different victims between 1973 and 1994 in a statement that was published in People magazine this week. Quote, I deeply regret the mistakes I've made and any pain I caused these 3 women. I admit to, apologize for, and take responsibility for what I did. So that's another one of those shows where it's like, oh, you see, wow. And he was, and it was.
See, that's the continuation sequel we didn't need.
That's
We didn't
why you'll
need
never
that,
get
that
it.
like punchline season finale is just like
Not to mention he was always like the scummy when he wasn't the dad in Seventh Heaven. Before that he was always like the I'm gonna wear glasses and be like the scummy business guy that like puts the orphanage out of business. And then they're like, oh, you turned out to be a jerk.
I don't know. I remember him from. I think he was in Jumping Jack Flash with Whoopi Goldberg.
probably.
dude, I
He was
love
awesome.
that fucking movie,
Yeah,
dude.
he was. I think he was the good guy in that.
Dude,
I
that's a
used to
great
love that
movie.
guy,
That's the
yeah.
one with the computers, right? Where
Yeah.
she's talking to the guy
She's
with the
talking to the
computer.
guy and
I
she's
remember
trying to
being
get
like,
him
this
over.
is so futuristic.
It's a.
You know, like it's like 1987, and they're fucking aiming.
It's a perfect that movie. I mean, all kidding aside, that movie is actually a really really good study on how you write 2 characters that fall in love, and because they never even meet each other. It's all over text. It's just Whoopi Goldberg talking, and what's his name's Jonathan Pryce's voice that they give it to. So well done.
It's the prequel to Firewatch.
It is the prequel to Firewatch. It's
There's
true.
been a lot of
Actually,
a lot of
I think
lines
it
drawn
would be
between them.
No, it would be the prequel. Doesn't Firewatch happen in 88?
89.
89,
so
remember,
yeah.
because he couldn't see Ghostbusters.
Jumping Jack
Jack.
Flash. was like-
Yeah, I saw Jumping Jack Flash. There was a time like 2002, 2003 when I was like just watching lots of HBO and Showtime and whatever, and it's any movie that was on, I'd watch it. And
oh yeah,
I remember seeing that again for the first time as a kid. I'm like, this movie's fucking rad, dude.
it's good. Burglar unfortunately doesn't hold up, but Jumping Jack Flash is still awesome.
I want to go back and watch The Net again. We were talking
We
about that in
talked
the
about
car
that.
the other day. I was like, yeah, fuck, I want to watch The Net again. I haven't seen it because I remember that being the thing of like, oh, this is terrifying. They can do so much with her information.
Yeah, I would with Sandra Bullock's best film.
Yeah.
That and The Blind Side.
Coming
Just
right
up
off
there next to
speed.
each other.
Coming right off speed. She needed to get into another.
She was like, I gotta star with another beautiful co-host. How about Dennis Miller?
nailed it.
Let's do him as a co-star.
The Blind Side's one of those movies that anytime it's on, you just get hooked to it. You're like,
It's a great-
"Fuck,
it's a great
man,
movie.
I
I've never
gotta-"
seen it.
He's still playing,
Really?
right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
could have
he
sworn
always-
there was a time we were all in a hotel together watching it.
No, that was Terminator Genesis.
That happened as well.
No, we did. There was a time. I don't remember what you're talking. I don't specifically remember, but I do remember sitting there and being like, we were so tired, and The Blind Side was on, and we were just
And
like,
we're like, we have to
have to
watch
watch it.
this. When was that?
I don't know.
It was a special time.
Sandra Bullock she's good, man. She's a good actress.
All right.
Speaking of Dennis Miller, by the way, remember when he was on Monday Night Football?
Yeah, the weirdest pick of all time. Like, what the fuck? Dennis Miller's
He would
gonna be
make
on
fun
my
He
of
offended
phone?
the shit out of everyone, and then they just threw him away.
See you later, Dennis Miller.
No, he didn't. He offended half the people and confused the fuck out of the other half with his vocabulary. That was pretty much it.
Time for my topic. My topic
Yeah.
comes from patreon.com/kindafunny. Ryan Bloodworth, which is an awesome and scary last name.
Yeah, Castlevania fucking
I was
bad
going to
guy.
say he lives in Bloodworth Castle and all this horrible stuff, right? Ryan Bloodworth went over there and supported us to get his topic read on the show, just like you can. What are you doing? Okay. No, I'm kidding. Moo moo. Ryan Bloodworth says, here's some background if relevant. Why not? It's your topic, Ryan. You can do whatever you want. My girlfriend and I recently had a lively disagreement involving how we each wear our shoes specifically. Tennis shoes or sneakers. When I commented on what I considered to be her odd tendency to leave her shoes tied and simply slip them on and off. I asserted that this must be very abnormal, as my shoes, when tied, are far too tight for me to even imagine achieving that feat. Pardon the pun. A cursory Google search suggested, however, that her behavior is perhaps more common than the diligent tying and untying and every wearing that I was taught as a child. I don't exaggerate in saying that this revelation left me utterly flabbergasted.
Damn, son.
Thus, my topic. About what were you most surprised to learn you were wrong? I can't thank you guys enough for the countless hours of entertainment and even comfort your works have provided me.
I got you on this. Because this just happened. A revelatory moment just happened to me in September when I was at Mike Pope's wedding, and so we were in, as we've explained, I was in northwestern Connecticut, no service, no internet, nothing for days, and it was awesome. And we would get fucking trashed, and we were all renting this house, or actually we weren't renting, we were staying at my friend's house that was built in 1750 in real America. And we were in the middle of the woods, and we would just go into the back around a fire and talk about whatever. And the stars were out, and we would just be trashed basically. And I got into this argument with this guy about longitude and latitude, and I was like, we were talking about something about longitude and latitude, obviously maps, or whatever. And I got into this huge argument with him. I'm like, you're fucking wrong. I'm like, longitude is the equator, and latitude is like the Tropic of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer, or whatever, right?
So north-south versus east-west.
Right. And I was fucking positive. I'm like, dude, I fucking studied history. I studied maps. I know this shit. You're arguing with the wrong fucking person. I went off the fucking deep end. I was like, you're wrong. You're fucking wrong. Longitude is around long because the Earth bloated. And latitude is, this way. And I was dead fucking wrong. Just dead wrong.
How did you?
And I went through my entire I went through all of history.
Sending people to the wrong
Cartography, all this shit,
coordinates.
fucking totally wrong about longitude and latitude for years.
Really?
Probably wrote about it. No one noticed.
It's because no one knows.
Certainly talked about it. And it was my buddy Mike, not Mike Pope, but another one of our Mikes that we grew up with. And I remember just talking to him. I'm like, we were on the way. We drove back and we got towards New York City, so we started getting service again. I'm like, I'm looking this up, and I looked it up. I'm like, I'm fucking dead fucking wrong. Just absolutely dead wrong.
Did you call the guy and apologize?
We were in the car together.
Okay.
And he was just laughing. I'm like,
your world was shattered.
it was one of those things where I was like, I am wrong about something I was positive about.
Yeah.
Positive longitude was east-west. Positive latitude was north-south.
That is the most Colin Moriarty thing you could possibly be wrong about as well.
Dead wrong.
No one ever had an argument about longitude and latitude until that moment.
So that's what came to mind for that, because that just happened to me in September, and I was like, totally aghast that I'd gone through, that I had actually had a history degree and took classes and looked at maps and poured over the shit and just that was the one component of that I was totally just wrong about. And so yeah, that's my situation.
That's a hard one to swallow. And you're like, fuck. Especially the harder you argue, the harder it is to actually go back and have to apologize and swallow your pride for that.
Yeah, because my buddy that I was arguing with he's a computer science professor or something like that.
He's I do GPS tracking.
And I'm like, I'm not going to argue with you about all this shit. Don't argue with me about.
That's amazing. I want to give a quick shout out to his girlfriend, because I leave my shoes tied.
How do you do it? I can't imagine. I mean, I wear Converse, so it's like I'm lacing up wrestling boots every day.
Well, Converse are different because they're so fucking long. You actually there's no structure to them, so you have to actually wench them to your
Strap
to
yourself
your
in.
foot. But I don't like my shoes super tight. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the poor blood flow, or maybe it's too much caffeine in my system at all times. But if my shoes are too tight, my feet will start to hurt.
Yeah.
It's something I noticed when I was playing AYSO soccer back in the day.
As
I used
you
to
do.
run. I was like, I can't run. My feet hurt. And they're like, all the coaches would convene and they were like, well, I don't know, maybe he's got a problem. Maybe he's got some foot injury or whatever. And then finally one of the coaches like watched me lace my shoes up and he's like, are you cutting the circulation off to your feet? And I'm like, I don't know. Like fucking like roping my feet in like they're not going anywhere. And he's like, why don't you just try loosening them up? Fine from that point on. From that point on, I'm like, I guess I just can't wear my shoes that tightly.
He solved the problem for you.
So yeah, but I wear Vans. And so I tie them. And they start tight, but then eventually the laces actually like loosen up because I guess they stretch a little bit.
Sure.
And then you can just grab the tongue and slide your foot in and go, which is nice.
Vans are made for that shit.
Yeah.
For me, it depends on the shoe. Once I switched over to like boots, you can't do that with them because it has the same shit as Converse where it's all fucking like loosey goosey and shit. Depending on the Nike though, if it's a pair of Dunks, I'm sliding into them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But if they're nicer like Jordans, I'm like, well, I don't want to like, because then sometimes you have to do that thing where you like.
Yeah, and you
And
fuck up
you
the
don't want to
back.
fuck up the back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
No one
You
got
can't
time
do-
for
don't
that.
fuck
Yeah, I do slide my signature shoe, the shell toe.
Mm-hmm.
The Adidas shell toe.
Which my wife loves that you wear, by the way.
Yeah,
Every time she sees you wearing those, she's like, fuck, I gotta get a pair of those again. I love those.
Yeah, I love shell toes. Different than the Samba, of course. I mean, I used to wear those when I was younger.
Totally different.
But I love Adidas shell toes. Like I bought like similar to Greg probably. He's probably bought more of his Converse than mine, but I probably had like 15 pairs of these things over the years, and I could slide into those. But otherwise, tying is a very laborious kind of thing.
Yeah, this is an argument that shouldn't even be had anymore because they fucking nailed it in the 80s. Okay, they came up with the technology in the 80s that hit the mass market, that made laces completely obsolete.
The Velcro.
The Velcro.
Oh my
And for some
God.
fucking dumb reason, we decided to just totally throw that out the window and go back to laces.
No, see the thing is like there's certain pairs of Jordans that like the 8s are ridiculous where it's you have to tie them and then there's these things that go over and then there's Velcro and like that's what you can't slip into them.
That's
They're
too much
like
shit.
fucking fortresses. Yeah, but they're pretty when you're at it all.
Sure.
The presentation values
Right.
high.
I understand.
But yeah, no, the Velcro is it's a key thing, but I don't like it when it's in addition to the laces.
No, when I was a kid, I distinctly remember having tennis shoes that only Velcroed.
Yeah,
I'm
me
talking
too.
young kid.
Yeah.
Where it was
Yeah,
like,
you were
I
15.
remember the 2-prong that was connected here, so you could just rip both of them off, and then you kind of, that was it.
Little
I was
Ninja
like-
Turtle picture on the side.
Oh, whatever, I don't know.
the puffy.
Yeah.
Ninja
Oh
Turtle.
yeah,
I loved that
Press-
shit.
you could press
Do
it.
you remember? Just as an aside, I remember how much of a revelation it was when I learned how to tie my shoes.
Got a loop and pull.
Like,
now your shoes are looking cool.
I remember just being so daunted, and like I'm never gonna be able to learn how to do
Yeah.
this.
I remember I was
And
gonna
then I
wear
did.
Velcro shoes forever. I was gonna wear Velcro. Why would I ever do it? And your parents see through it and they're like, you're just afraid to tie the shoes. You gotta learn to tie your shoes. Blah blah. I bought my first pair of red Converse and sat there and tried to tie them. And you're all
15
mad.
years old.
And it's so
15
funny when you
years
think about
old.
it now. Like it is muscle memory, but it's so funny. Think about tying. Like if I sat there and thought about how I tie a shoe, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Oh no.
Like I just have to not think about it and just tie
Clear
it.
it. Clear the mechanism.
Yeah, it was hard for me. I was one of them dumb kids. Real dumb kids.
I'm sorry.
I was like holding on to them Velcros as long as possible because I'd always mess it up. And it's just like, great. And then the worst thing is you mess it up. You get it when you're going to school and you're like, all right, I got it. I'm good. Then it unties randomly. And
Yeah.
you're like, I'm completely and utterly fucked.
yeah, I don't know.
Trying to get it
Everyone's
done-
going to make fun of me. Yeah,
Tuck it
the
in
old
side.
tuck.
Yeah.
trying to get it done as fast as possible so no one notices.
Yeah.
But then you start thinking about it so you can't get it done.
Yep.
So then people start to notice how long it's
And
taking
then
you to tie your
everyone, why is
shoes.
it taking him so long to tie his shoes?
And you're
you
just
start
one of them
hearing
dumb kids.
so many voices.
Hold them
oh,
back
man, it's
a
one of
year.
them dumb kids.
People start doubting themselves. Like, maybe I can help. Wait, do I know how to tie shoes? That's actually one of those things that maybe about 6 years ago when I started wearing boots or like nicer shoes that had laces, my wife looked down at me. Then my girlfriend at the time looked down at me and was like, how are you tying your shoes? Because what I noticed
You pull a
was
staple
when I
gun.
would tie my shoe, the two loops would be north south instead of east west. And she's like, you're tying them wrong. And I'm like, there's only one way to fucking tie shoes. Turns out, if you go under, you get north south.
Oh, what the hell?
If you go over,
Guess that
it'll
makes
actually
sense.
come and tie like a bow, and it'll actually be east west. And I was like, holy shit! I just relearned how to tie my shoes at the age of 26 years old.
Damn, that's crazy.
And it works. And so now I have to like kind of force myself to do that. But it is a fight against that muscle memory that I've been, 25 years of muscle
I
memory.
tuck the little bows
You
in the
tuck 'em?
shoe. Yeah, I don't like seeing them.
Like to make a perfect. And I
They're never
cannot,
perfect. That's why I
I
talk.
can't fucking stand when the shoelace has got to the point where when you tie it, one's really long,
Oh,
the excess,
that's-
and
oh,
one's
I
super
fucking hate
short,
that
and you're
shit.
just trying to like
Yeah.
fight that game between, and then it pops out. And you're like, son of a bitch, I gotta start all over. This is not what I wanted to do today.
Your whole
Fucking,
day's
I'm
gone.
going back to bed.
Fuck it.
It's-
Velcro.
The tying, it brings me back to also hockey players out there can understand this when you're really young. Your parents like would come into the locker room to tie your skates when you were like 6 or 7 sometimes. A lot of times because like you want your skates as tight as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Like they make things that like claw things that you like pull to like make you wear your skates too small and then you like tie them as tight as possible. My skates are like a size and a half too small for me. And like how big of a thing it was when like you were 8 and then like you were tying your own skates and your skates, you know, because you want your skates like that, like you don't want them, you know, so like the blades flat on the ice, and how much of a big kid you felt like when you were like a big, you know, like a man when you're like, I don't need my mom to come in and tie my.
And you're walking around with your skates all fucking diagonal and shit. Like I'm a fucking man.
That was so. I remember that
Snap it.
because I do remember like when I was in squirts maybe. So like the hockey's like mites, squirts, peewees, bantams, and then you play in high school and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like I was on squirt A, I think, which is like the highest of the squirt teams or whatever. And I think that was the coach where he's like, no parents ever in the locker room. You wear shirts and ties to games. You come and dress yourself completely. You don't like go out of the locker room. You don't like parents aren't allowed in here. Like kind of shit. And that's when
This is the fucking squirt zone.
Yeah,
No parents allowed.
Squirt zone.
That is going on the animated show list.
and that's when you like were like, all right, I gotta figure this out myself. Especially, you know, being a goalie is very complicated, getting all your shit on. But then you learn how to do it, and then you get older and you become a really jaded hockey player.
Just
like
putting
me.
squirts.
Episode where Colin gets the squirts. That's the one.
Dude, when I made squirt A's, I was like so fucking proud of myself because it was A, B, and C. Like the C team was like kind of the shitty team, and then the B team was like the good team, and the A team was like the best players of that age group. And I played squirt. I was on squirt B and then
Stop
squirt
saying
A,
it, Colin.
No, keep saying it.
and then I was on Pee Wee B, and then I think Pee Wee A.
Was there any
And then I
league
played in high school.
entitled Moist? Was there a Moist
No,
level?
there wasn't a moist
Okay.
level though.
I'd like to be Moist level 3.
Moist 3.
Moist 3,
Yeah.
moist level 3.
Moist in the squirts.
Holy shit.
Tim,
Yes.
have you ever been wrong about anything? Have you ever been surprised about being
so
wrong about anything?
I've been wrong about so many things.
But, like, where
in
you were
my life.
confident that
Oh
you
yeah,
weren't?
yeah. So many
Yeah?
times. I wish that I could remember all of them.
Mine are
Those
all-
are the things that go away. The one thing, and this is such a cop-out answer, but this is probably the truest answer to this question ever, is I'm never going to be over this girl. This girl is my life,
yeah.
and I whatever's happening, whatever wrong she just did to me, I'm never going to get over. You get over it.
Sure.
I was so wrong. Cannot believe how wrong I was about feelings that I had, feelings that this guy had.
Whoa.
You know, just wrong.
For those of you listening at home, Tim just patted and then continued to rub his crotch.
Yes.
Central.
Yeah. Splash.
sensual.
What was it? Squirt? Squirt zone.
Squirt zone.
I made squirt 1.
No parents allowed in Tim's
No,
squirt
no
zone.
parents allowed unless you're hot.
Squirt, I was glad I made squirt A because squirt C, those were the rejects. Squirt A.
Those them dumb kids that couldn't tie the
yeah.
shoes.
Your life is so different than mine. Your upbringing was so different than mine. Yet we have a lot of crossover. We really do. But in band, I never had. I mean, I did have some moments where my patent leather shoes would come untied. You'd have to get down there because you only had a little bit of lace to wince that thing in with. But that was it. That's as far as the parallel goes between you and I. Just want you to know that.
Okay.
There's a ton of these things though, and I really do wish that I could just bring them to memory because
Sure.
some of them are dumb. There's some things that I'm like, hey, it's like the longitude latitude. Who the fuck cares? But you get so enamored that you're right, that you're fucking right, and that guy's fucking wrong, and then you find out you're wrong, and there's that moment that you go through of you're like, all right, do I just admit defeat, or do I just keep fucking bullshitting until just because I'm angry at this point?
Sure.
And that's the Kevin Coelho special. But the thing, Kevin will admit defeat, but he will make sure that the person he's against will not admit defeat. This happened recently when we went down to LA with Sean Finnegan.
Oh, the moon.
When they fought about the moon. When Kevin was right. Kevin was
What was
right.
the
Kevin was
argument?
unequivocally wrong on that. We've proven that he's wrong.
If the moon disappeared,
Somehow, no, they can hear me, Greg.
sometimes they can't. So I was helping you out. Sorry, my bro.
No, suddenly, not gets blown up. Not like
Just
a
was
black-
gone one day.
Just was gone one day. The effects to the earth would be.
Yeah, absolutely.
No. I'm saying they will.
But so you're saying as of right now, because if the moon wasn't there, we would have never probably been here at all.
Right. I'm just saying if it just
He's saying right now.
So
the moon
right now,
disappears.
as it is, the moon disappeared. Yeah, it would have tidal problems and stuff like that.
No, they're minor. 30% of the tides is the sun. So we'd still have.
So
The discussion was that if it
This.
went away,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
within like a day, everything would go to utter hell.
Yeah.
Like we would just be destroyed.
There's got to be probably some unintended consequences.
And so we were looking. No, there is.
there's going to be
but
cataclysmic
it's not going to be
consequences, but it's not.
immediately cataclysmic. Was what Sean was arguing, and then
Sure.
that's when the backtracking started. Of just like then it turned into a broader argument of would it have any effect, and then they weren't even arguing the same thing at that point. And then it just turned to hell. But that was one of those things where Kevin just was like,
Headline.
That was one of those. No, that was one of those instances where like both everyone in the car just wanted to win the argument and had zero interest in actually finding out the truth about the subject. Just zero.
Well,
couldn't have
except
fucking
for
mattered
you.
less.
"Who
Well,
you wanted to find out, dude." So you went to what was it, ScienceNews.com,
science. I think it's sciencefacts.com.
SpaceFacts,
Space Facts, that's what it was.
SpaceFacts.com.
No, the idea was the fact of the matter was we were both wrong. There would be big consequences to the Earth, but it would be over a long period.
That's what he was saying.
That's what I was saying.
No, you said nothing would happen.
No, I said it would take hundreds of thousands of years for the rotation to shift. And if it
That's
takes
not what
that
you said.
long-
That is not what
That
you
is
said.
exactly what he
You
said.
literally started the argument off with nothing would happen.
No,
Nothing would happen.
That's not
Sean, you're
that is
crazy.
not. And
Nothing
see,
would happen.
this is a perfect example of the problem.
I said we would be fine.
Yeah,
would be
that
fine.
was the argument.
You, me,
You,
everyone would be
and in that
fine.
regard, you were right. But there
That's
would be
what I-
bad
That's the
consequences
argument.
to the Earth.
Said. That was my argument. You, me, him, we'd live the rest of our lives and be like, man, I really miss the moon.
I would miss the moon. I think.
I
Yeah,
miss
fuck
the
the
shit out
moon.
of the moon.
There's a great Field Mice song called "Missing the Moon" that everyone should listen to. It's a good new wave song. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, there would be rotational problems, I guess.
It would
Right.
take really long to start.
Well, it's because
happening
the moon keeps the Earth from wobbling,
Right.
and that wobble eventually would go and it would throw a lot of shit off. But it would take thousands of years.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people said.
They're tidally locked,
in that
but,
regard, Captain
but
was
the barocenter's in the Earth, so there's not that problem.
I mean, the marine life would probably be severely disrupted, but
Yeah,
I
there's
guess we
there's
don't
got to
eat-
be
we don't
there's
really
got to
eat
be
fish, so-
there has to be subtle evolutionary things with the light from the moon.
But it all would be subtle. Like, I don't think that
It wouldn't be the Earth cracking and we'd all
It wouldn't
die
be like
suddenly.
suddenly all the fish are dead.
That would be pretty interesting, though,
It
wouldn't
would be interesting. This is another subject for another day. We're going to get way too far down the rabbit hole on this. Because I guarantee right now all the comments on this section are going to be about that because they were the first time we brought this up. And it's a bunch of people just yelling
And
at
it's
each
gonna be
other
a bunch
as
of
to
people
why.
thinking they're right about stuff that they don't know because no one fucking knows because the moon is here.
Yeah.
So let's just deal with that.
Yeah.
I'm happy it's
The
here.
only person that would know for sure is like a professor or someone that works at fucking NASA, like an astrophysicist. I would love to have someone on here to keep that. But then even then,
Dude, I would love to do that and just talk to them for 2 hours, just ask
Yeah.
them questions.
Right, but as long as that's
Just
one
be
of the
like,
questions.
so what about this? Tell me about that.
so Dice.
I think his first question would be, "Where did the moon go?"
Yeah,
It
see,
didn't get destroyed. It just disappeared. No one's. We're worried about the fish. We're not worried about the fucking planet eater out there, the moon eater out there
man.
doing all this different stuff. Just fucking
no one's concerned that the moon has its own propulsion system. We just left it.
peace.
We never did talk about Planet X either on the show, did we? We talked about it on Colin and Greg Live.
What the
Yeah.
What
That they found like they
10th
think there's like an
planet.
ice giant out there in the Oort cloud.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. We're never gonna be able to see it
Why not?
because
it's in the
because
Oort
it's
Too
too
far?
it's too far and it's too dark. Like they were saying that, like we see Pluto and Charon in a certain way, and like this would be like 10 times dimmer than that or something like that, or I don't know. But they were saying that there's like a 95% chance that it's there.
The Oort cloud is like at the far end of the solar system, right?
Yeah, the
That's
Oort
not the
cloud
one.
is
Isn't there a ring in the middle?
Well, there's an asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, and then the
Right.
Kuiper belt.
And the Oort cloud's like really far away.
And the Oort cloud is
that's
like
like
really
the
far away.
that's like yeah.
The Kuiper belt's like where like Pluto is and like a lot of like debris, and then the Oort cloud is like a circular or spherical kind of like debris field around like the very edge of the solar system that's like barely being held by the sun's gravity, and that's like the edge of the system.
That's cool.
So out there somewhere is apparently an ejected ice planet.
Where's Pluto lie still? Still not a planet? Just a moon?
No, it's not a
Pluto
planet.
just gets shat on, man.
Dwarf planet.
Just like
It doesn't clear.
Just
Its,
Back in my
Disney.
day, we showed planets respect.
It's messed up.
it doesn't clear its own
And then they're like, oh, you're not a planet.
It's on orbit.
Planet racism. I ain't down with that shit.
Gotcha.
Because it's orbiting around Sharon, right? Is that what it
Well,
is?
no. Well, they are. The barycenter of Sharon and Pluto is in the middle of them. But no, it's like it crosses Neptune's orbit and stuff like that. Sometimes it's closer to the sun than Neptune, so that doesn't make any sense for it to be a planet in that respect.
It's fucked up. They should just give it honorary planetary status
I agree.
for the 80s.
Fuck it, who cares?
Recently, I was wrong on this show when we were talking about something, and I don't know, one of the fucking shows we do, where we mentioned Michael Rooker. And I was talking about how Michael Rooker's having a hell of a career right now or whatever, and how I knew him from Mallrats, and I said Shocker. And somebody, you remember that Shocker movie? The guy gets electrocuted and then he goes he goes through the TV and everything. And like somebody tweeted me eventually, one of our fans, and was just like, "Hey, Michael Rooker's not in that movie. Like that's you're thinking of Skinner from X-Files. He's the bad guy in that, not Michael Rooker." And I was like, and I looked it up, and he was right. And I was just like, "Holy shit!" Like, because it was one of those things that at some point in the Mallrats commentary that Kevin Smith and all the guys are talking, and I need to go back and watch this now because I could have sworn they said Michael Rooker from the Shocker and something else, or Michael Rooker when they were doing that voice. And so that got implanted in my head and overwrote Skinner and Shocker, a movie I hadn't seen in decades.
That's a different thing, though. That's just your memory filling you a little bit there. And
It's a different thing of what?
well, then you weren't like dying on that fucking hill being like, no,
But I don't.
Michael Rooker was in this.
Okay, I'm sorry. Then my example's worthless to the conversation, Nick. You want to talk more about Pluto and ice giants?
If you want to talk more about that. No, what I'm saying is that's a normal mistake, right?
But
Of
well,
like-
that's my. I can't think of a time where I was like, "This is how it is." You're fucking wrong.
That
And then-
reminds me, I thought that Jamie Kennedy was in
Mom?
Not Your Mom,
Okay.
the comedian.
Yeah.
That he was in Fast and Furious.
Oh really? Oh, you
Yeah.
thought he was Jesse?
Fuck,
Yes. I thought he
yeah.
was Jesse, and I swore to it. And like, I'm Mr. Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
So that's my mistake.
Well, I'm
That's
not
when it
Mr.
gets-
Shocker.
That's when it gets really embarrassing, when I'll swear to something that's in a movie, someone did a movie or somebody did that, and you're just dead wrong. And that happens to me all the time. The reason I can't think of an example is because I'm wrong on a daily basis about shit that I swear. I'm like, I swear to God, that's it. And it's one quick Google search away from just completely destroying
Well,
my
there was
credibility.
that, and then the ones I think of a lot, and like not think of, I guess, but like the ones that when I heard the question originally that sprung to mind were all dumb, nerdy grammar things, of like intents and purposes. And I remember when I thought it was intensive purpose. You know what I mean? I thought that forever. You know what I mean? Or like when the first time somebody tried to argue with me about chomping at the bit, and it's champing at the bit, and then it's like, well, colloquially it's used now as chomping because that makes sense. But it was just like, what the why would it ever be champing at the bit? What a stupid fucking, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of grammar again. It's another one of those where like every day
Sure.
I'm wrong about something. I'm like, fuck, that's what that was. Okay, great. But yeah,
But
that's
thank
the problem is nowadays, like everyone, you can be proven wrong like that.
Yeah, and I love it.
with your computer
Sorry.
in your
No,
pocket.
just the fact that anything we say right now, people are picking
Oh,
apart.
no, that happens
and
every time, all the
and
time.
dissecting, and you're going to
And
learn
that-
about it on
should
Twitter.
be. It should be done.
It's true.
We never claim to know what we're talking about. We just like to talk. Thank you, Ryan Bloodworth, for your support on patreon.com/kindafunny. And thank you, harrys.com, for your support of this topic. Guys, everybody knows good things come in sets of 3. What does that have to do with anything? Well, get this. March is the 3rd month of the year. It also happens to be our friends over at Harry's 3-year anniversary as a business. And if you're new to Harry's, I've got a special deal for you to try 3 of their expertly crafted 5-blade German razors, a handle, and shave cream for just $10. Harrys.com doesn't like to discount because their prices are already really low. But we've worked out a special deal with them. Harry's will give you $5 off your first order with the promo code KINDAFUNNY. And this is all in caps, so I feel like I should be reading it more intensely. I'm sorry.
Scream it.
Harry's will give you $5 off your first order with promo code KINDAFUNNY. That's one word. Stop overpaying for a great shave. Go to harrys.com right now. That's harrys.com. HARRYS.com. Enter the code KINDAFUNNY at checkout. Thank
I
you,
like
harrys.com. Hey, you know, we shake it up here. You know what I
It was
mean?
good. It was good.
If you give us an ad read and you put it in all caps, I'll fucking yell it.
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's who we should have on the show to prove whether or not Kevin's right.
I like that.
Greg, do the thing where you tell everyone to tweet at Neil deGrasse Tyson and ask him what would happen if the moon went away, and then come answer that question on
Everybody
our show.
tweet at Neil deGrasse Tyson and say, at Kinda Funny Kevin needs to be put in his place. Please come on, kindafunny.com.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
We'll get it. We'll
He
get
doesn't
it.
understand how the moon. He doesn't understand how the fucking moon.
We're not going to get him
works.
to begin with. We're not going to get him to begin with.
Cool guy.
He is a cool guy.
Get him.
When he came through once, I hit him up about coming on up at noon through his people, and they were like, no. I'm
He was
like,
in
"All
the
right,
hit movie Laser Team.
Yes, he
by
was.
Rooster Teeth.
Yes, he was.
the other.
That's a great point, actually. Now you're thinking smart, Kevin. Pen drop.
You got to pick it up now. That's a problem for you.
Nick, what's your
Yes,
topic?
My topic comes from the Kind of Funny forums.
Ooh, kindoffunny.com/forums.
Yeah, we were given this by forum member Zero, spelled with an actual zero as well. ZR.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
At the
zero
end.
cool?
Zero. No, just a zero. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Who asked us to do a reacts video? Now I know that we don't do these all that often, but they're fun, and I think that this is one of those. Well, I just want to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
I was watching you the whole time because I was like, here it goes. This is one of Tim's favorite Nick moments where Nick just goes off.
There's
And
been so many of them today.
You know what actually makes it harder when I start talking and everyone goes like this. So I'm gonna do that to you from now on. Every fucking time you open your mouth.
I know.
Because I'm like, oh, I'm just saying. No. Is he gonna fuck up? Is he an idiot? Could Kevin possibly claw at the fucking Post-its more? Jesus Christ. It's like a fucking Snickers bar and he hasn't eaten for years. All right, we're gonna do a fucking reacts.
I love
I
you,
don't
Nick.
do that to you.
I love
No,
you
you
so
don't. That's
much.
why I only talk to you, because Greg goes like this. You guys both have the same thing where Greg goes, and then looks over at Tim, and Tim goes, and then Kevin goes, crumbly paper, crumbly paper. What's happening with the
Oh
crumbly
my
paper?
God, I love it. I love it so
All right,
fucking
you asked us
much.
to watch this. I watched it. It's hilarious and
What are we
completely
watching?
disgusting. I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, what is the video that? So if somebody, or are we putting
The video
or
is
whatever?
called Angel Grapefruit Technique.
Okay, that sounds totally normal.
It's very pornographic. If you are in any way, shape, or form sensitive, stop watching this show forever.
If you're
Because
sensitive.
this is one of those two girls. It's not quite on the level of our reacts to Two Girls One Cup, but it is.
Give me a full screen when you get ready.
All right, it's pretty. It's
Angel
I don't wanna-
grapefruit. It's got 3 million views on YouTube, so it can't be that perverted.
well, it's on YouTube, so it's
Exactly.
Not, it's
so
not
there's,
porn.
there's no. Okay.
Kevin, I'm starting this now. Ready?
AngelsEroticSolutions.com. 3, 2, 1, hit it. She's back with a grapefruit.
With a grapefruit. Oh, god damn.
Now, this is my bonus technique, the grapefruit. Normally, you can only get this technique in one of my classes, but I wanted to share this with you because I believe every man should get grapefruited. When you grapefruit your man, it's going to feel as if you are giving him head and fucking him at the same time. No better feeling would he ever get than being grapefruited. So what you need to do is you need to, of course, have a grapefruit. You want to make sure you get the ruby red. It's sweeter and it's easier. If you are allergic to grapefruit or can't use a grapefruit for your medication, you can always use a large navel orange. Now, what you want to do is make sure the grapefruit is room temperature. All you have to do is put it in warm water. Do not microwave it. Do not boil it. Then, once it gets to that temperature, all you need to do is roll it. The reason why you want to roll it is because you want to juice it up a little bit. The juicier, the better. Then what you're going to do is you're going to find the navel. There's 2 navels to the grapefruit. Once you do that, you're going to place it on the plate.
I can't wait to
The
watch
navel's
that.
on the outside. You want to take a knife, and you actually want to cut one side of that navel off. Now, all this that you're doing, he will not see any of this preparation because I'm going to tell you that a little bit later. It's a trick. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take it to the other side and do the same thing. So you should have a grapefruit that has 2 sides missing just like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to put a hole in the middle of the grapefruit approximately the size of your man's penis. Do not make it too big. Do not make it too tight. Just approximate. Then what you want to do is you're going to take the knife midway down and make sure it goes all the way through. All you want to do is make a nice hole in the middle of the grapefruit. Now, if you take it and make it too big, that's okay because you can always squeeze your hands like the muscles of your vagina. And if you make it too tight, all you have to do is take your finger and push the flesh back. It's just grapefruit. Now, when you
It's
grapefruit
just
your
grapefruit.
man,
It's
just grapefruit.
he has to be blindfolded. There's no ands, ifs, buts about it. Why? If you came to the bedroom with a grapefruit, what is your man going to say? What are you going to do with that? Is it going to burn and all that other thing? So you don't want any of that. So this is what you do. Say, baby, you know what? Tonight, I want to do something a little freakier. I want to suck your dick blindfolded. Your man will blindfold himself if he knows he's going to get some head. Now, man is in the bed. You have the grapefruit already prepared under the bed. He smells the citrus in the air. He thinks you have on some new Victoria's Secrets or something. He has no idea. And what you're going to do is be a woman of your word. Now, you have to get his penis erect. So what you're going to do is just suck his dick, just like you said you were going to do.
Oh, no.
he's nice and erect, what you're going to do is replace the grapefruit from your mouth. You're going to twist up and down the shaft and suck the head at the same time. Now, ladies, remember, grapefruit is also a fat burner, so you're actually losing weight while you're sucking his dick. Now, once you're doing this technique, it feels amazing to him, but he still has no idea what you're doing. So what you want to tell your man to do is this: take the blindfold off. He's going to be looking at you like, what the hell are you doing? But he'll never say stop. All he's going to be thinking is, I could have been fucking a grapefruit all these years. And that's the grapefruit technique.
There you go.
Holy shit, that went from good to amazing.
AngelsEroticSolutions.com.
Dude, that was fucking.
Damn.
It's just, I was like, okay, all right, yeah, it's gonna be,
Lord.
it's gonna be, yeah, jacking off with a grapefruit, and then when the she fucking saw a demon, got possessed.
So you saw that, you knew that was coming.
Oh my god, yeah, that was like it's exactly what Greg just said. I'm like, at no point did I think I was gonna hear the sounds of what it was like being killed by a fucking bobcat. You know?
Holy shit, man. I want to see what else she has to offer.
Damn.
I haven't gone that
I'm
far
interested
down.
in
but
trying this technique.
That's my thing too. Is I'm like, you can't discount it. You can't discount it. You got to keep your brain open, your mind open on this.
I mean, damn.
That's
No
something.
one's ever done to me what that woman did to that
No.
object.
No. And I got to be honest with you. I'll probably die not ever having that done to me, and that will be a regret.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you show your wife that video and be like,
My wife. I can. I will. I'll do that when I get home today. I'll do that. I'll do that when I get home today.
I want to try
Angel's
something.
mission is to help women realize their potential as it relates to intimacy. As an intimacy expert, Angel will teach a host of creative and amazing intimacy techniques, from fellatio (parentheses oral sex, that's perform on a man) to sexual communication with your mate. She got Angel.
Well, she knows fellatio.
We can
She's clearly an educator of some sort.
over 5 million views on WorldStarHipHop.com. She's a new DVD here.
That is the best. That is her pull quote.
What? Yep.
World star.
I'll be honest with you though. After seeing that woman,
God, Angel, you're the best. Angel's Fellatio Secrets DVD or download.
I'm gonna download that for my wife.
But the pull quote on it, right, is Angel's Erotic Solutions Incorporated presents Angel's Fellatio Secrets Special Editions, the Grapefruit Technique. And then the pull quote is in quotes, my techniques will make them come in 5 minutes or less.
I believe it. I think that's.
We gotta
actual
go get
game.
come
Angel
that
on
quick.
this show.
I do. I don't have time. We've talked about this. I don't have all that time, man.
Angel Secrets.
Keep it under 2 minutes.
Inside the journey from pain to orgasmic pleasure.
Jesus.
That's
Angel's
pain?
Erotic Solutions Incorporated presents Angel Teaching Home is Where the Heart Is, Volume 1. This is the one that you can pre-order.
These are only $14. We should probably get all of
is
this.
there any more videos?
That was on someone else's channel.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think. I mean, I'm sure if you type in, is there 2 more videos?
Angel is teaching home
Do
is
we
where
need
the
to
heart
watch?
is. Yeah, we do. Sexual fantasies allow us to escape the frustrations and limits of our everyday lives. The range of our imaginations are almost limitless. So please sit back and enjoy Angel teaching. And then here's the bullet points on it. Advanced fellatio techniques with fantasies includes the death technique.
The death technique.
Please YouTube that.
This product is
Death
intangible and
technique,
does
Angel.
not ship because it's a download. I see. Oh, she got apparel. If I can get a kick-ass Angel Erotic Solutions shirt. Yeah, just the grapefruit.
That video is. I can't get over that video.
Damn. Oh my God. I love this lady. I've been grapefruited as a t-shirt. I'm ordering that. Then there's a eat together, play together. Grapefruit.
Damn.
You got a great dude. Okay, so what do we want to see here? Let me see. Let me read it. What's the merry-go-round? Is that her?
Look for the death technique. I want to see if you can find the video.
No, it's not on our channel.
You want?
Where's Google?
The BJ Tech about.
You want to start with monthly technique?
Let's
merry-go-round?
let's start with the merry-go-round.
Hi, this is an amazing month because I have some great things to teach you guys. The technique you'll be learning is called the merry-go-round. And then I want to give you some information on the male's penis, just
Look
to
at that thing.
understand the sensitivity of his penis. It will really, truly make you a beast at understanding that. So the merry-go-round. This is one of those techniques that I will call a very less invasive technique, meaning your mouth gets a chance to relax while he's still being stimulated. In the blowjobs that I teach, I like to have techniques that are very invasive and then less invasive. That way, you can do it throughout the whole time, and your mouth never ever gets
I mean,
tired.
I'm down for either.
So the merry-go-round. This technique is really all about the head of his penis. But the visual part of it is also your tongue. A lot of times women don't use their tongue in oral sex, but just to lick. But it's nothing like letting him see how long your tongue really is. Even if it's not really long, it's still a great visual for him because, of course, men are visual. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hand
Very true.
and you're going to place it around the corona. The corona is this thin strip of skin underneath the head of his penis. You're not going to squeeze it really tight. You just want your hand placement there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the tip of your tongue and you're going to start on this side of the head of his penis. And your tongue is going to
So
go
we just
down.
knows what she's talking about.
Yeah,
I want you guys
respect
to
it.
know that. This is good advice.
And go around the circumference of the head of his penis while touching your own skin the entire time. You can go around a couple of times, then you're going to counterclock. Remember, you never want to do the same thing over and over and over because, of course, his penis will start to get bored. Now, the whole
Start to get what?
Your penis will start to get
is
bored.
all
Oh,
about
yeah.
the tongue, so you're not really doing a whole lot of work. But to make this truly effective, you have to rotate your head at the same time. Because if not, you're going to end up moving.
We gotta get her on the show.
That's
Yeah.
what you want to do. You
We
want
need to
him
do this.
Follow you as you're doing.
I feel like this one's not going to be as.
So now remember,
Do we keep watching?
the tip of your tongue starts
How much more we got?
touching
Yeah.
your skin with the tip of your tongue.
I hope it is
You'll
because
see
it's
what I'm-
it's
exactly what I'm
very
talking
sensual
about.
what she's talking about, and I
You
hope
wanna
there is
make
a
sure
sound
your
effect
tongue
accompanying
is
when she gets to it.
touching your skin. That way it helps. All you're going to do is start the tip and take your tongue all the way around and make really sexy sounds because sound effects is truly.
I think I'm in love with her.
important When giving blowjob. So this is the technique.
Rewind.
And that's all you're doing. You want to make sure he sees your tongue the entire time. Do it with a nice little attitude and make him just want more and more and more. Now, your tongue may feel a little stretched because most women aren't used to pulling their tongue out.
Yeah, right.
But you will get comfortable with that.
What I want to know, Nick, is if you Christmas morning, 2016, you and Dee are there enjoying your coffee. She opens her gift and she finds Angel's Fellatio Secrets on DVD. You gave that to her. What would the reaction be in the Scarpino household?
She would do the same reaction she has to everything, which is just a slight head shake, eye close, just demoralizing, just dismissal of everything that I just did.
Gotcha.
Now, I think we watched the wrong episode. I think we should have watched the BJ technique about his balls in deep throat.
From Angel Grapefruit
Give it
Lady.
a quick scrub through and see
Let's
if it's
just see.
if it needs to be seen.
You can just jump. Yeah, you can just jump.
No, it doesn't look like. It's more about the balls, I think, than less about the deep throat.
The balls don't get enough love.
They really don't.
True.
Oh, wait, let's see it here. Hold on.
Not a lot of manipulation with deep throat. It's more of a wow factor, but it's really, really cool. And, you know, a lot of men do visually love it. If you do have a big gag reflex, I would suggest maybe spraying that chloroseptic that you can get like at the store for sore throats. That can help numb your throat
advanced shit,
just a little bit. I don't suggest you doing anything more invasive than that because you don't want to numb his penis. Now, if you're using a condom, go all for it. But if it's just skin to throat, you don't want to do that. So this is how you deep throat.
Oh God.
And that's it. Over to Fidego.
That's it.
That's it.
That's how
Oh
you do
shit.
it.
Multi angles.
I mean,
And that is the tug of war and how to deep throat. So I guess I will see you guys next time. Thank you, and please enjoy your mate. Bye.
That's a good sign off.
Yeah.
That's better than it's been our pleasure, sir.
Yeah. Enjoy your mate.
Enjoy your mate.
Steal it. She's smaller than we are. We can totally steal her shit.
No, we're not going to steal from Angel. We're gonna make Angel bigger. I don't like that when I click on Angel's Twitter on angelseroticsolutions.com, it comes to freakish butt at Angel's Secrets 2, the distinguished Twitter page for your much loved porn star. There's only 24 followers. There's only one tweet, and it says, "I am online exactly now playing with myself. See me free of cost," and then a link. That I think she got hacked or something.
What, is she a porn star?
No, I think that it's just like they hacked her site and put a different thing in there. This can't be right.
Our girl Angel got hacked?
We got to get Angel on
It's fucked up.
We got to figure this out. We're gonna get Angel on this show. We'll fix this for everybody.
I haven't laughed that hard as when she went at that fucking thing. I don't even remember when the last time that was. That was something special. Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Zero.
Yeah.
Good
over
job,
on the
Zero.
Kinda Funny forums. Holy shit.
That was worth it. That was good. I'm glad you wouldn't tell us anything about it.
Yeah, I didn't want
I'm
to.
glad you didn't,
I don't wanna
because I wouldn't have known. I didn't know what we were getting into, and it wasn't. You kept prefacing it's pornographic. It's this, it's that. It wasn't. It was very
wasn't.
sweet.
It
I like
wasn't.
Angel. I like her videos on how to, she
I
wants.
just wanted to prep you guys that wasn't it. There was some. Sorry, there was it was sexual in nature.
Okay,
I didn't want to.
I'll give you that.
Pornographic actually is the wrong term. You're right. This is like more sex education based.
Sure.
But she does go after that thing like it's fucking. It's her life on the line.
Tim,
Yeah.
what's your topic?
How?
Which, by the way, is made possible by our Patreon producer, John Demos. Thank you for
John
supporting
Demos.
us on patreon.com/kindafunny.
My topic is how to ruin someone's life. Like, if we had to ruin someone's life, what would we do? Now, I know the immediate answer is to jump to child pornography. Leave it on their computer, call someone, be like, yo, this motherfucker.
I was gonna frame somebody for murder. I guess that's a way to do
I think
it.
I think that's like worse,
Oh yeah,
Child
it is.
porn?
Well,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
people murder people all the time. You don't really care about that anymore.
That's old news.
that doesn't make headlines.
We forget about that. There's so many people like there's always that like those like the widgets at the bottom of most pages that just send you to those spam pages. There's always one that's like 12 horrible things celebrities did that you totally forgot about. And I end up clicking on it like maybe once every 3 months. And it's like that time that fucking now I'm forgetting. It's Britney Spears like killed someone or something in a car accident or some shit like that. And you're like, totally don't remember that.
Because it's not true, and
No,
those
but they're-
websites are just bullshit.
That's possible, but yeah, I mean, we just don't care, right? Like we just, as a society, we're like, this is so fascinating, and then someone killed someone, and you're like, that's cool, and then that person does a reality show, you're like, okay, great, I'll watch that person's reality show. Like we're just so unbelievably fucking forgiving when it comes to this shit.
Yeah, but
child
porn,
pornography,
No,
you wouldn't
don't
get out of
go-
that
no,
one.
That's it.
that's the
the
thing.
end of
Child
it.
pornography and rape, those are the two things that like are stigmatized people forever.
Yeah. So I don't want to really go that far. I'm trying to be a little bit more, creative and out of the box and like,
We're trying to ruin it in a way that we don't go to jail for ruining it. Okay.
See, that's the thing that's hard because I was thinking of like, do I want to make this like, what are legal things you can do to ruin someone's
Sure.
life? But then it's like, I'm talking a gray line of legal. You know what I mean? Like, it's not legal, but it's not murder. Somewhere in between.
Okay.
I think there's an answer there because I was thinking about things like just every single day somehow glitter bombing the
Sure.
motherfucker.
Sure.
Because there's nothing worse than glitter. Like, you ain't getting out of that. That's
Yeah.
just fucking sticking with you for the rest of your life. And if someone every day glittered you, like you just open your mail, glitter bomb.
But that you'd prepare for.
Yeah, I know, but
You just open them outside now.
I know, but that's what I'm saying though. One day it's mail, the next day
It's your lunch.
it's
It's
arranged.
your lunch order.
Yeah, you go to Starbucks.
I
to
didn't
get
order a
some coffee.
pizza. And you open.
Yeah,
That would after a while that would wear on you. That would
Yeah.
fuck you up. But let's take a second real quick to just acknowledge Tim's top 2 things you can do to fucking ruin someone's life. Frame them for child pornography or glitter bomb them constantly. That is what I deal with on a daily basis. And I bet that Kevin would back up either of those as like the number 2 things you can do.
Damn. Yeah.
because I feel like the ultimate way it involves a team of people. Like, you can't ruin someone's life by yourself. Well, unless you go extreme. Like, I feel like you'd want to hire a group of people, like ninja like people, to just constantly be fucking with this person.
Sure.
So you have the glitter bomb bandit.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like this guy, it's your sole job, figure it out. You got a glitter bomb.
The
right?
glitter bomb bandit. I hope that's not on Twitter.
But then you also have somebody that, like, let's say that it's
Lets the air out of the
man,
tires,
right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, things like that. Just keep fucking with them. But then you have somebody that, like, and this is like the deep burn. This is real fucked up. But like you make someone, you pay an actor to pretend to fall in love with someone,
Oh, geez.
start a
Okay.
family.
Yeah.
A couple years down the line, just back the fuck out.
Right.
You have 3 kids.
I'm
Fuck 'em.
going
They're
to
actors too. None of this is real.
That's Pyrrhic as hell though, because it's like,
You're playing the long game.
yeah, but that's so Pyrrhic because unless they're actors, somehow you figure that out. That genetically are that person's kids too, the actress or the actor.
That's
has
what I'm
to-
saying. Yeah. Like, it's all faked. Like, she was never pregnant. She was just like, I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah,
You have to be
it's
good
real hard.
actresses.
Yeah.
They kept him above the sheet the entire time, and the doctors are all actors too. The
Yeah.
hospital's not even real.
That's the thing, is I feel like, there's something there. You can fuck with this person. In addition to getting glitter bombed constantly.
I honestly think the glitter bombing would just be.
The wife's in on it, so he gets in the shower and then turns on the water and it's just glitter.
Just everywhere every time he does anything.
This is very mean spirited. I don't
Yeah, that's
understand
really
why.
mean-spirited.
No,
would-
it's
why
very,
you wanna
it's
do
very
this.
mean. And again,
I think people
I'm
do
fucked up.
a good enough job at fucking up their own lives. I don't think they need my help with it. But I think if you want to do that, just tell someone that being married and having kids is great, and just let them on their own path. See what happens. Because
The lie society told everyone.
like 70% of those go like completely life altering and life ruining. That's how those usually end. So see about that.
I made a list of things because I'm
Okay.
me. So you'd hire somebody, because again, you need a team. Because I don't want people doing a lot, like, multitasking. Like, I don't want Kevin doing all this shit, right? Because then he's going to do a pretty good job at everything. I want someone to nail it. Like, the glitter guy needs to be the glitter guy, right?
Sure.
I want somebody whose sole job every day, 9 to 5, he's signing this person up for everything.
Sure.
Like, he's calling every 1-800 number, signing them up for shit. He's going to every 7-Eleven, grabbing every pamphlet.
This is how you fuck with somebody. This is different than ruining their life. Ruining their life, yeah, you go to jail, your family's dead. This is like the ultimate way to
also
fuck
on my
with
list
people.
is slowly getting them addicted to heroin.
How?
I don't know.
How do
While
you
they
decide-
sleep, you give them little shots.
Mixing it and shit. Then I want another person that's slowly dedicated to putting other liquids in his, like, shampoo and, like, pretty much switching every liquid possible. So it gets to the point where he just doesn't trust anything. Because
Yeah.
is he drinking water or is he drinking vodka? He doesn't fucking know.
Right.
Is it shampoo? Is it honey? I don't know.
That's so
He'll
fucked
find
up.
out every day of his life.
Yeah.
What if they put a little bit of cinnamon in all his food?
Yeah.
he
Oh, that's good.
He
That's real
he thinks
good.
everything tastes like
Something
cinnamon,
a cinnamon
forever.
guy too.
Yeah, we need a cinnamon guy on this one.
And then something with the social security number. I kind of need you guys' help on this one. Because I was thinking something like making a really successful Twitter parody account based on his social security thing. But I
Oh.
feel like that would end. I want to make sure that it keeps giving.
Wait, based on his social security number?
Yeah. Like, I want someone to make, and again, another long-term thing, make one of those popular, like, shit girls say
Sure,
style
yeah,
Twitter
yeah.
accounts that just go fucking viral and have millions of followers. But then all of a sudden it turns into, here's this guy's social security number, go fuck with him. And then just, ruin his life that
That
way.
could happen.
I think you should just start from scratch, and it would just be that you start one out of the blue, and it's John Doe's. It's called John Doe's social security number, so it's at John Doe's SS number sign or whatever. You know what I mean? And then every day there's one tweet, and it's just that guy's social security number. Because if you did that like 495 days in a row, BuzzFeed's gonna cover you at some point. Someone's gonna be like,
Oh,
"What
I
the
like
fuck is
that.
this guy doing?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
Nick, I feel like you got something.
No, these are all just terrifying. I would never want to do any of this to anyone. My brain can't even wrap my head around this because, like, just even the little bit of, like, fake Twitter accounts that I've had to deal with over the past is it's terrible. It's just terrible.
I know a good one too would be get a lot of money, right? So that we have this, and then you go and you just pay his mom. You're like, this is what we're doing. You make it seem like it's like for a reality show or it's like a fun thing.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna give her money for her to disappear, and you just she's just gone. But you leave all the you make it look like she got either like she went to heaven, right? So it's like all the food's on the stove or whatever, like there's the clothes are on the ground like right there, and if she had a dog, it's just the dog's collar there too.
Oh,
So
shit.
and it looks like he comes over one day and like the food's all moldy and shit, and it's just like the TV's on and like it looked like she was in the middle of something and then just gone. But she's really just in the Poconos chilling.
I like that.
Yeah.
That was good.
And you convince her it's for a reality show or whatever, so she's getting a bunch of money.
Yeah.
But then you gotta like make sure when she goes to the Poconos, like you cut all the lines of communication, and she just lives in the islands.
That's really good. I want to hire a Photoshop guy, like someone that's really good at Photoshop,
Sure.
and just Photoshop him in every situation he wouldn't want to be in.
Okay.
You know, so anytime he gets a significant other, instantly a picture leaks of him like
yes.
you know, banged someone with a grapefruit. Like I want it to be
Hey,
just
there's nothing
fucking
wrong
visual.
with being grapefruited. We've learned
I'm getting that shirt.
And
Please order that shirt for all of us.
I want to make sure that his iCloud account is just all types of fuck. So it just keeps
Sure.
syncing with random shit. So like he'll just get like covers. Anytime he goes to listen to a song, it's like cover of the song.
That's good. That's real good.
Yeah.
Can you switch
that'd
it?
be the hell.
Can we get a kitchen table guy, and every day he comes home from work and the kitchen table's different?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's
that's
like
good.
it's still, like it doesn't like, you know, it's like this table and then it's a round table, but it's like if you had like a tablecloth over it, the tablecloth's still there.
Yeah.
So it's just like he's like, was that the same table from today? And sometimes it is dramatic, and other times it is just like it's this table in beige. He doesn't know what's happening.
So I also, in addition to the glitter, I want to. So here's the thing: we've been fucking with this guy, right?
Right.
He's used to that shit, but what he's not used to is someone doing nice things for him. So I want to hire someone that every day does something really nice for him, like sends him something nice or whatever, until one day. So he opens this package. He's always used to this package. He's like, well, at least there's this.
Right.
He opens it, bees.
Yeah.
Shit ton of bees.
Yeah. That would be a good
Fuck
one.
Can we hire a badger guy so that every time he goes into his bed, there's a fucking badger in the bed? Oh my god! He just opens the thing and it just jumps out right at his face.
I don't want to participate. This
Yeah,
is very
this is-
mean.
this is
Hey, we
really
had to
I'm
do
not
it.
mean spirited. I don't like this.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't pull the trigger on any of this stuff.
Well, no, none of us would.
Couldn't do it. Although, Tim totally could. Tim and Kevin would totally do this. If Tim and Kevin didn't have a successful business they were part of, they would be deviants.
We'd be the
like
fucking
this.
glitter guys.
They'd be the
We'd
glitter
be
guy.
someone's glitter boys.
What was the Twitter handle? The glitter bandit.
glitter bandit? Yeah.
Could
Glitter
you?
bandit. Glitter bomb bandit.
So what you do is, you know, this is going to take some work too, but we've obviously committed a lot to this, right? But what it would be cool to do is that every day his socks get like a centimeter smaller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So until finally when he's
Yeah.
like putting on baby socks,
what the hell?
God damn it!
Oh man.
I think if you want to talk in broad strokes, faking a lottery win would be really devastating for people.
Yeah.
But don't tell him, like, get a lot of capital from people and don't tell him for a real long time so that he's way over leveraged in houses and boats and
Oh,
shit.
fuck, yeah.
And they're
That's
like,
good.
hey, I got something to tell you.
That's good.
You didn't win the lottery.
That's real good.
You owe people $26 million in debt. Your life is over. Also, here's 3 kids.
3 kids. I really like the kid thing. I think the actor kids that's the real, like, damn, that's not
So-
my kid.
Yeah. Okay.
One day they just all switch. He's like, I need to tell you something. You mean nothing to me? I am a paid actor. I have been since the day I was born.
some problems with that one. There's a
Though I feel a strong kinship with you, Father, I thus must leave. Apologies and scene.
What did this person do?
No,
I don't understand what this person did.
That doesn't factor into Tim.
Logical with something-
It just seems so mean.
I don't know. What did they do? Let's think about it.
They would have to do something.
cut you off in traffic. And then that was it.
That
That
was
was
it?
like that was the straw, and you're like, your life will now be my quest to ruin.
Or is the one guy that we go to the restaurant and you ask for Coke and he's like, all right, and then gives you Pepsi, and it's like, even though he damn well knows it's a goddamn
No,
fucking
that
Pepsi
just
place.
happened, and we
It
liked
did
that
just
guy. He
happen.
was a fan.
We did like
He was
that
a
guy.
fan.
I appreciate him as a person. He's lucky I didn't order a Coke.
I did appreciate that your brother said, "I'll have a Coca-Cola."
Yeah.
Like he spelled
Yeah.
it all out. I was like,
He's-
"Damn,
he's a-
Greg."
He's a special guy. He does special things. But I don't know, man. It would take some real fucked up shit for me to do any of these things to people. I wouldn't put it past me.
No, I definitely wouldn't.
Don't
advise you.
fuck with me.
Let me put it this way: if someone ever wronged me and the law failed me, you know, as that happens from time to time on shows like Law and Order and Law and Order SVU,
Or
and Law
Jennifer
and Order
Lopez
Criminal
in
Intent.
Enough.
Exactly. Then I would consider if I were in dire straits and like there was no justice in the world, I would consider paying you for your talents on this one.
Mhm.
Just yeah.
I mean, I'm just an
Hiring
idea
you for your
guy. I'm
talents.
definitely not like execution
No,
guy.
Kevin's
There's people
execution.
for that.
Kevin would figure out how to. The problem with Kevin though is that if he made a glitter bomb, it would actually probably explode the guy's face off. It would just drill right
Blind
through his
him.
head.
I mean, I like where your head's at because I wasn't even thinking actual like glitter bomb. I was just thinking glitter. You know what I mean? It doesn't even need to
No,
actually.
it needs to explode.
Okay.
It needs to explode and with just enough velocity to cause minor like scrapes.
Damn.
But So because otherwise you're not terrified. You're like, oh goddamn, more glitter, right? It's just everywhere. But if there's a glitter cannon waiting for you when you open your door at night, you're like, key goes in, you open it up, and it's a fucking cannon the size of your face, and it just blasts you with glitter. That would be terrifying after a while. You wouldn't be able to function anymore.
Yeah, you would not function. You would not go anywhere. Yeah,
I would also want like one of those red bouncy balls, like the elementary school balls. I want that guy. I want a guy that's just every day at some point he's gonna come out and fucking nail you right in the fucking
like
face.
a dodgeball,
and you're just gonna feel that. No, one of those like red.
Yeah, dodgeball, like dodgeball.
That's what we played dodgeball.
That's what we played with.
Back in my fucking PC ass days. You
played with your imagination.
You played. You pretty much did play with your imagination.
I caught it.
It was like
damn.
these soft ass foam balls. They wouldn't let you play with the fucking red ones.
I know the ones that do like the ting, like they make that like
and when you hit you in the face, it just feels like the slap of God. Just fucking getting you. I want that guy to get it every day. Like he doesn't know. He has no idea what is coming from. Like he's on the bus. He's just looking around. He's looking for these red balls. He doesn't know where it's coming from. But then he doesn't realize that I have another guy. The like window guy, okay? His sole job is to make sure that there's windows open at all times around him so that the ball guy can get him. So it's like there's this guy on fucking 10th Street waiting. It's he's like
this is slightly. You might want to see a therapist.
The bus comes by.
I was gonna say you sound psychotic.
Open,
you sound.
That red ball just comes fucking into the bus.
It sounds like you should play The Sims because most of the stuff you're doing, I feel like, happens in The Sims to people.
Yeah,
you could just torture that sim, get it all out of your system, and develop better plans.
I'm trying to remember what movie they did this to a guy.
Truman Show.
No, it wasn't the Truman Show. It'll come to me later.
Old Country.
Old Country. What? Is that even a movie, or did you just put two words together? Yeah.
Yeah, you're fucked up, Tim.
I know.
That topic was brought to you by Squarespace. Start your free trial site today at squarespace.com. When you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure to use the offer code KINDAFUNNY to get 10% off your first purchase. What? Did you have something?
John Tucker Must Die. That's the movie I'm thinking of.
Oh, right. John Tucker Must Die.
That's where they decide to screw with him, but he turns all of the negatives into a positive.
Right. Yeah. I remember
guy,
the
John.
trailer. That girl was in the lingerie, and they were like, you should wear lingerie every day to school. And I was like, you should, lady. Building a website can be tough. And even if you do know your way around coding, creating something that looks good and works well is a time-consuming affair. Whether it's for a business site, a portfolio, a restaurant, or whatever else, in this day and age, you probably need one anyway. Well, lucky for us, Squarespace makes it easy to build beautiful websites without breaking a sweat. Squarespace provides simple, powerful, and beautiful website tools that look professionally designed regardless of skill level. No coding required. You can't beat the ease and simplicity of Squarespace. Squarespace gives you 24/7 online support and a beautiful website, so what are you waiting for? Similar, of course, to Scary Movie. Where we're like, what are you waiting for? And she spun around and the guy jumped off and killed himself. Start a trial with no credit card required and start building your website today. You remember Scary Movie, right?
Vaguely.
When you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure you use the offer code KINDAFUNNY to get 10% off your first purchase and to show your support for Kinda Funny. We thank Squarespace for their support of Kinda Funny. It's hollow without it.
Oh,
We miss it.
got it. The slogan.
Can't say
Can
it.
we say it?
No, we don't say them
I
anymore.
want to say it.
You can say it.
Squarespace.
No, don't say Squarespace. Just say the tagline.
Just say it. Say
Squarespace.
it. Say it.
Squarespace. Build it beautiful.
Build it. Beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Just do it. Is that the other one?
No, the other one
you
was.
should.
You
should.
should. Just do it.
I like how
Do it.
Just do it as Nike, but I could be mistaken.
Ladies and gentlemen, this shit show's been the Game Over Greggy Show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny where you can toss us a few bucks and get every episode early along with a bunch of exclusives and perks. If you have no bucks to toss, no big deal. Head over to youtube.com/kindafunny where we post the show topic by topic, day by day, until one big video and MP3 goes up the following Friday. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Tim,
All right.
get help.
So you get a duffel bag, and we were going to do this to Sean Finnegan one time at IGN, and I really wish we did it, but you get a bunch of dildos. You wrap them in aluminum foil, all right? Like a lot of dildos. You slip them into his bags. It goes through the fucking things, and all they see is these big metal dildos.
Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.